Welcome. My name is Angela Rosoff, and I'm here today. I'm a yoga teacher sharing my practice with you. Thank you for joining me. I do have I have a big pillow and a smaller pillow and a blanket. If you have a strap, we could use that too. I also have, I'm going to be using this bench to work with as well. But if you have a wall would be even better for propping up our legs and really enlivening our blood flow today. But I'm going to use this bench, it's kind of a fun thing to remember. We can use chairs to help us be supported. And yeah, I would like to say that these poses are not meant for anyone who is pregnant. So I'm sure you're not pregnant, Tom, but if our other person, I think her name is Dawn, if you're pregnant, these aren't really poses for you today. And let's begin. Let's find a centering breath. Closing our eyes, hands to the heart. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just grounding into our space here, our space and time. Connecting the body with the mind. And I'm just grateful that you've shown up today. I've shown up today just to offer some motion to the flow of our bodies. And if you'd like to open your eyes, feel free to do so. And we can rub our hands together. I've been learning about face yoga, and I'd love to add a little bit of that to today's practice because it's so relaxing. If you want to bring your fingers up to your eyebrows and gently, slowly pull them up to your crown chakra and just give yourself a little massage on the top of your head. And then bringing the hands down around your ears, down your torso and your legs. That's nice. And just roll your shoulders back. Let's just give ourselves a little stretch to begin. You can hold your gaze above to the ceiling, to your arm, and then let's switch sides and bring it up. Amazing. And then let's have a little tiny twist here. You don't have to really do a deep one, but you can if you're feeling like it. Take a deep breath in. Twist just a little bit more on the exhale. And release, and we'll try this side. Inhale, just a little deeper twist on the exhale. And release. And then rolling your shoulders down. I'm feeling a little warmed up, so I'm going to take off my sweater. And let's find ourselves in tabletop position, just removing our props and bringing our bodies into tabletop with knees shoulder width apart. On the inhale, rounding the back up to the sky, up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, releasing any energy, pent up energy in the spine. And I'm doing a little arch in my back over to the side. Really just show you this way, just sort of employing my ab muscles, giving them a nice little enlivenment. And then on the inhale, rolling up, Really toning the abs here, tucking the pelvic floor. And release. And then once again, here we go. And release. And then let's bring it down to child's pose. You can wing out your knees to the edge of your mat if you like. This is called Bhaktasana pose. It's a devotional pose. But really bringing your armpits almost down to the mat. Just melting into the floor, letting it all go. Noticing that bend in the hip muscle, the hip flexors right here, and then pressing up when you're ready. Now, I was planning a little setup for a restorative yin release in the hips. So my plan here is to set it up with pillows if you like, and if you don't have props, you don't really need to do this, but child's pose is where we're going here. And if you do have props, you can get yourself into this pose and really allow gravity to sink your muscles into this. If you don't have props, it's totally fine. You can also just use a blanket and really allow your chest to roll down on the blanket. And okay, so you have some, but if you, I know we have a student who's not showing their camera. If you also just want to rest in child's pose, that's great. But the supports are nice. They kind of help enliven this action. And we're gonna just have a little resting time in child's pose. You can bring your head down or roll your head to one side and just allow gravity to bring the chest forward. And really just offering some nurturing action to our body, some self-care. Releasing the energy here in the hips. We're building up to a deeper pose later. So you can rest here, you can widen the legs, which I think I'm going to do, and really press back into the heels as you're rolling down. Releasing the energy in the hips is a very grounding practice, releasing the yin, what we hold in, emotions, tension, stress. Many of us tend to hold it in our hip muscles, our hip joints. And having a daily practice of releasing these emotions can offer great benefit to our minds, helping us feel more balanced. Settling in, let's just rest here for 5 breaths. And after your last breath, gently press yourself up. Take a deep breath. Bring your hips around and bring your body with your the back side touching your pillows, your props. We're going to explore a bound angle pose in a reclined position. So if you're tall, like I'm petite, so I can kind of hang here with my head back a little. But if you're tall, set yourself up here and really spread out the support to extend to your head. Maybe this would be a good position. And we're going to, if we were in a studio, we'd have bolsters and really nice supports, but this is good. And then we're going to bring our feet together. If you do have props and you like a strap, you can wrap the strap around the middle part of your feet, just like this. And you can really position your feet closer to your pelvic floor. But if that's not the case, just do it with your hands and then roll back and open the chest, opening the heart, rounding out the shoulders, finding that little curve in the back to offer support and opening up. This is a really lovely counter pose to all of the computer work that we do, or the driving, or if you like to ride bikes, like really hunching over. This is a great opening measure just to allow more blood flow in the heart. When we are closing in on our bodies, it does constrict the beautiful muscle of our heart. So allowing for openness can allow the flow of blood, the flow of love out into the world. So breathing with intention, pretending there's an orange between your shoulder blades. Really bring the shoulder blades together, bringing some power into the openness. And let's take 4 deep breaths here at your own pace. And when you're taking your last breath, start to wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly bring your feet out in front of you, extending the legs, feeling the benefits, all of that action of openness in your legs and your chest. And when you're ready, let's roll to one side and press up, removing our supports. And I just want to invite you, I didn't really mention this earlier, to employ Ujjayi breath in these poses, which help us to retain more oxygen in our bodies. Ujjayi breath is when we breathe in and out through the nose, and on the exhale, we bring the tip of our tongue to the dome, the top of our roof of our mouth. So breathing air, I'll just show you. So breathing in, and then the tongue goes up to the mouth, and what it does is it closes off the part of your throat when you're exhaling, so then you retain more oxygen. It's so lovely. So this is a really great breath work to do during the poses. So now we're going to do legs up the wall. If you have a wall, I don't really have a wall in here, So I'm going to use our piano bench, but you could use a chair and you could use a wall. And you don't even need either one. You could just use your own body and bring your legs up into the air. So I'm going to just gently roll my hips up, bending my knees, and then finding that inversion here. You could just simply offer this. If you like, you can bring some support to the hips, which just allows for more a deepening in this action. So this is a really powerful way to do legs up the wall. You could also use a strap and really sort of manage any kind of extra stretching that you want to do. That's fun. We can rest our legs up like this. It's perfectly lovely. We get the benefits of this pose. And reversing the blood flow from the leg into our pelvic floor organs is incredibly beneficial for everyone, especially those of us who feel passion in our lives, still have some creativity to give the world. This is a beautiful pose to employ every day if you can. If you're on menses, if you're a woman, this isn't a good idea to do this. Or if you're pregnant, not a great idea to do this. But really great for the legs, reversing the blood flow, and very helpful to those of us with varicose veins. So let's just hang out here for 5 breaths. I'm going to bring my legs up. And using Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. The exhale sounds like an ocean. And as we enter our last breath, we're going to add just a little dynamic quality to this pose. And what we're going to do is open the legs, allowing gravity to just offering openness. We're releasing the hips, which holds so much tension and can really cause problems for us in our pelvic organs. So releasing the tension. And this midair is fine. If you're on the wall, it's so lovely. Or you can simply just open the knees on a chair like this. You can place your hands on your belly to stabilize, or open on the floor. Whatever works for you. I think I'm going to bring my legs up. Breathing in. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. Doing these kinds of floor poses seems sort of relaxing, but it's actually just very grounding to the body and helps our proprioceptive sense organs to help us navigate the world better when we are upright. It's quite lovely to have a practice like this on a regular basis. And when you're ready, you can bring it all together. And I'm just going to push my bench out of the way, a little exercise there. And let's just take a little stretch, bringing your arms above your head, doing what you need to do to notice, wow. Yeah, that feels really good in my hips. Noticing any side concerns. Is one side looser than another side? Let's take a little fish pose. What we're going to do here, and you could do it supported, but we'll be very brief here, is let's stay here and roll your shoulders back. Pretend like you're pinching an orange or a tennis ball between your shoulder blades and really dig your elbows into the floor. When you're ready, lift the crown of your head onto the floor. Open your chest, roll your shoulders down, really allowing the throat to feel the stimulation here. Toning the abs, bracing the gluteal muscles, pressing your hamstrings into the floor to really elevate your throat, pushing it forward. Let's take 4 deep breaths here. Beautiful. And then let's release. Fish pose. All right. And then bringing your knees to your chest. Let's just take a little rocking motion. Fish pose is so good for the throat, helping the thyroid gland get a little massage. And then as you are, roll over to one side and press up. And then let's find our way into tabletop just for a minute. Rounding out the back. Really nice. Maybe stretching the leg out briefly. Just toning a bit. Maybe a little child's pose would begin real fast here. And then coming up. Now what we want to do is find ourselves into plank pose. Bringing our bodies in alignment. Heel to neck. Toning the abs. Pressing the inner thighs together. Rounding back the shoulders. Let's take our plank down to the ground. Into cobra pose. Now, as we are on our tummies, let's bring our legs open onto the mat. And when we gently press up, let's take a lion's breath and stick our tongue out and really have our own little roar. And as we're lifting up, breathing in, exhaling. We're in Sphinx pose now. And let's stay here for 5 breaths. Really pressing the hips into the floor, noticing all the work that we've done, really coming forward now. Make any adjustments that you need, rolling the shoulders back, bringing the triceps close to the chest, opening the heart, and smile if it feels good. 3 more breaths. You're doing great. So nice. And rolling down on the exhale. Pressing up into plank pose. Let's set up. We're going to do either a swan or pigeon pose, and I'll show you both so you can see what makes sense for you. So swan pose is where we bring our leg to a 90-degree angle in front of us. Now I have short legs, so this is kind of hard for me to do without props. But if you do this and you're committed to it and you need some support, you can bring a pillow or a blanket to your gluteal muscles. And we're going to either stay here upright with your leg pressing back, flat on the floor if at all possible, or you can bring your arms down to the ground or just out in front of you, whatever is good for you. The other option here is to do pigeon pose, which is where I'll show you this way, where our feet is tucked in to our pelvis. And again, we can bring some support to our bum. Hopefully swan and pigeon are both hips forward, lifting the chest up, engaging the gluteal muscles, pressing our leg into the floor for maximum support, really rising up, or you can bring it down to the ground, rounding over. So if you're in swan or pigeon, breathing in, feeling that release, the yin release from the hips. Beautiful. And let's hang out here for 5 breaths and then we'll reverse it. Toning the abs if at all possible. Really engaging your body, pressing into the floor if you are rolled over. Feeling a stretch in your armpits, helping to facilitate your excretory system. Giving a little massage to the kidneys, to the adrenal glands. This is a very healing practice. 2 more breaths. And release. You can walk yourself up. Bring your leg back to a little Bhaktasana pose, child's pose, whatever feels right for you. And then let's find ourselves in plank once again and reverse the leg to even it all out. Setting it up well, supporting your gluteal muscles if you need that support. Framing the hips forward, pressing your opposite thigh into the floor, pressing the shin into the floor, and finding your best resting pose. Maybe this is where you are, and that's great. Toning the abs, engaging the arms, really bringing some strength into the body in your pose, and then rolling it all forward when you're able. If you're able, let's stay here for 5 breaths, toning the tricep muscles, the abdominal muscles, tilting the pelvic floor forward. And when you're ready, pressing up. If you're noticing your body really breathing into these stretching areas, that's great. It's a real mind-body connection. Okay, Bhaktasana pose. Knees to the edge of the mat, pressing forward. And when you're ready, let's roll onto our back. We're going to do some supine twists and have a quick Savasana. So here we go. Let's give ourselves a hug, rolling, giving our back a little massage, our lower back. Brilliant. If you do have a strap, you can choose your foot. I'm starting with the right, and you can use a strap, you can use your hands, you can just chill out and do it all yourself. But bringing your right leg or your left leg over to its side, right leg to the right side, helping it out with your hands or a strap, and bringing the strap forward up toward your head if you can, opening the hips for the last time today, and then bringing the strap to the left hand, pulling the foot over to your opposite side, pressing your right shoulder or the same shoulder into the floor, bringing the arm over to give yourself some balance. Feeling the flow of energy all the way from the foot to the lower back. Finding the flow in the poses is deeply powerful. And then opening up, let's trade legs and opening the hip up to the same side. I'm using the left. And then when you're ready, try pulling the foot up toward your head. Feeling that sensation in the inner thigh, stretching. It's not something I do all the time in my regular daily habits. And then let's bring the foot over to the opposite side, giving our lower back a nice stretch. I feel this from the lower back all the way to my big toe. Really nice. And then opening up. Let's give ourselves a little hug. You can do the same stretch with both legs at your leisure. Feeling what you need to do to settle in for an integrating Savasana. We'll just extend our legs. Do what you need to do to feel comfortable. You can add something under the knees. You can cover up with a blanket if you're chilly. It's still cold in some parts of the world right now. It's quite warm here in San Francisco. Feels good to lie in the sun. Centering the body, allowing all the blood flow to return where it needs to go. Releasing energy today. The act of release, we tend to hold things in our bodies, and it's good to practice releasing the feminine energy in our life. Sharing it with the world, not a bad thing. Allow the body to release any other energy that's being held right now in Savasana. when you're ready, begin to return to the senses, feeling your fingers and toes, connecting with the breath, feeling grounded. At your leisure, roll to one side and take a few breaths to reconnect to your space. Press up when you are ready and find a comfortable seated position. We'll share a short meditation. Yogis benefit from meditation after moving their bodies and employing breath work and pranayama. Let us take 5 Ujjayi breaths with eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose, placing the tongue at the roof of the mouth, and exhaling, breathing in 5 times and out 5 times. Settling in for a short meditation. Any idle thoughts coming forward, allow your breath to blow them away, blowing them out of the front of your mind, clearing your mind and allowing the energy of your spine to ripple up and out through your crown chakra, connecting the benefits of your practice to your surroundings, to the world around you. Clearing the mind, allowing for space. Noticing anything that is coming forward, detaching without judgment, letting it go, releasing as we did in the Yin poses. Grounding into the earth with our bodies, allowing energy to flow upward, illuminating our mind. And when you're ready, you can come back to your body, hands to the heart, opening the eyes. Thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to release pent up energy. Thank you. And may all beings know no suffering, May all beings know the benefits of release through our practice today. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. It's such a pleasure. I appreciate you practicing alongside me, and I hope it felt good. Oops. I hope you're feeling good. Thank you so much. I think it's almost time for bed, right? It's the evening there.
I don't remember.
I hope you have a nice rest. Thank you for practicing with me
I
today.
was already tired, yes. But that was good. I didn't have energy for more.
Good. It's good to do these kind of restorative poses. It really does help us release, because a lot of times it's hard to do that. So thanks for
Thank
trying
you very
it.
much.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.